Hello, this is Jilly Bling. Today's project is a fun fold using a stamp set from the new catalog, and I just pulled it out, and I was inspired by going outside, and Tony has these poppies, these flowers that by the rock wall. He decided I'm going to keep those, and I'm like, that looks kind of like a little weed over there. But I've been loving them. So let me see. Look at those. They're poppies, and they're not all the same. Look how pretty those are. So yesterday he was pressure washing, and I went out and took pictures. See how these are like more yellow, but they're just so vibrant. So it goes along the whole wall, and there's like these little pods on them, which I'm pretty sure that's where the seeds come from. So these long things, after the petals fall off, there's like a long pokey thing, and I pop that open and it has little seeds in it. So I have a feeling we're going to get more. Anyhow, with that said, I bet you know what inspired this project. So there's one, and I did a few of them, put different bling on them, but otherwise they're pretty much the same. Oh, you know, there is a difference. So this one I did stamp off, and I put a few little bouquets behind. And then this one I did next, where I just did the bouquet. I think I like this one better, but I like both of them quite a bit. The cutest little hummingbird in there. Who knew? It's perfect size. I was going to put, where do I have them? Oh, brush brass butterflies on here. But with this little guy, I think it's just fine as it is. So it's kind of simple. It's a lot of paper cutting of the layers. But after you do that, the card goes together really quick. So this is today's project. And we'll be using a few new dies for the words and the circle. There's only, look at this, 2 dies. Don't you love that? So Field and Blooms, stamp set, Changing Leaves. And are you like, wait a minute, where's that from? This is a new online exclusive, and everyone can order it July 1st. Pretty sure it's July 1st. But I used a little note to brighten your day, mostly because it perfectly fit into this die. And I would lay it over and you think, oh, that fits really good. But if ever you see something down here, this says images at 85%. Don't let it fool you. One time I cut all kinds of paper, and it fit this perfectly because I took my little ruler to that. On the inside, it's just a little bit bigger. So like the thank you and this thank you, they're just a little bit different in size. It's 85%. So always take a look out right down here. And then for dies, more online exclusives. This is called Iconic Imagery Dies. And this one, which I think the circle, yeah, the circle goes with this one. This one is called, I think, the Leaves, Changing Leaves die. And this is a hybrid. It comes with a hybrid embossing folder, Changing Leaves dies. So I'm going to do something fun with these. I have no idea. I got this box of new stuff. It's like, oh my gosh, look how pretty that is. But I don't know what to do with it. Like if you're put with stuff in front of you, here, make something. It's like, oh, I'm overwhelmed. So it's a little overwhelmed, but I do love how this project came out. Okay, let's go. And are you like, what is that paper? So online there is this paper, which many of you recognize from a few years ago. It is called Favored Flowers. It's on clearance. It used to be $12. Now it's $10.80. And it's beautiful paper. So that's what is used for right here. But I want to use, I have a lot of this just because I loved it so much. I still love it. I'm thrilled that everyone could get it so we could use it again. Okay, so as we go through each of the papers, I'll tell you the sizes. And after we get the card front or the card somewhat assembled, I'll hold this up with a sample so you could do a screenshot. And I'll also put all the paper cut sizes and score lines on my blog, which is jillybling.com. Okay, and we'll use foil gems. This one I used iridescent pearls, just a little something. I didn't want anything heavy, like peacock colored, because I didn't want them to distract from the little flower field there. So we'll use those. Here's all the papers. You know, I do this every time and then I have to turn it over and disrupt their layout, but that's okay. Okay, so let's start with the base paper. Maybe if I just slide them off to the edge. Yeah. And we'll need the arm out. Okay, here we go. So the base paper is cut to 4 1/4 by 11. It's scored at 2 3/4, 2 3/4, and 5 1/2. Okay, that one is done. Well, then there is this piece, which is the front part of the double Z fold. This paper is cut to 3 inches by 9 3/4, scored at 4 1/4 by 7. Oh, and this layout, oh, let me show you. We're done with this. This layout came from Citrus Blooms. Does it look familiar? What? I love these papers. So this same layout, completely different feel. And this, if you want the card kit for free, order the bundle before June 29th, on or before June 29th, and I'll send you this plus 2 other, total of 3 card kits for free. But that's where the layout came from. Very different feel. Okay, so let's get started with these pieces. Big one on top. Sometimes when I score, I like to make sure when I fold it over that everything lines up. You would think you're using a tool, it should line up perfectly, but sometimes I guess I score a little crooked. Like this one. See how it's off a little? You saw me score it. What happened? Maybe it's shifted. But this is a time to fix it. So, say that it was off a little bit, you could just kind of push the one side and then score it, and it's all perfect. Okay, so we have that piece and this piece. We did the sizes on that. So, let's start with designer paper, 2 times this pattern. Yeah, the funniest thing about this paper, I love it. It kind of looks like it's, like maybe not velvet, but I don't know, it kind of looks a little iridescent. And it's just the way that they printed it. But also, on a few sheets, there's like, it looks like a fold in it. And I keep on wanting to flatten that out, but that's just part of the paper. It's like it's a photograph of something. I love it though. Okay, so these 2 papers are 2 1/2 by 4. And we can attach them. I haven't stamped since yesterday afternoon. Tony says, come over, let's watch this together. And whenever he says that, I always say, okay. He doesn't say it often. Oh, and Tony's doing good. He went to his second, well, this is something interesting. He went to his second physical therapy appointment yesterday. And the guy says, well, let's work on putting one leg, one foot in front of another. He goes, if I had been drinking, it would have been obvious. Like if you have one foot and then put the other foot and then just stand there and try to balance. So that was one of his tasks. And I had a friend who at one time kind of gave me like a little bit of a challenge. Here, let me tell you the next size paper, and then I'll tell you this little challenge and see if you could do it. Nothing hard, just like his thing. I tried doing his thing. I'm not good at that either. So this paper, which is going to go here, is 5 1/4 by 4. So the challenge is, for instance, when you're brushing your teeth, stand on one foot without holding on. Okay, you're like, okay, that's not so bad. Okay, and then practice that. Then change to the other side of brushing your teeth and do the other foot. Okay, now, this is a tricky part. Try doing that closing your eyes. And you're like, well, what's the difference? And you'll have the countertop right there, or the bathroom sink vanity right there to hold on to. But it's not easy. Okay, so this piece, the large piece, is going to go on top. I put glue here, and I'm going to work on folding this over and getting this panel right here centered on the card front. So I'll put it, but the thing is this part right here, this goes over it. Okay, so, and just do the best you can. If it isn't perfect, the card and those flowers will just shine and no one will notice it's a little crooked. Okay, so that's on there now. Then this can go to the front. So I'll do a little here and then a little bit over here. Because if I try to figure out how far to do it, I'd probably do it too far. But this way, I know I'm good. Okay, and hold it down while it's closed because we want it to fit into the envelope. Okay, so next pieces are Pretty Peacock. Pretty Peacock, and this piece is Pretty Peacock Big, 4 by 2 3/4. So today Mama and I are going to go out and get our nails done. Then we have a few errands. And so many people, oh, I didn't get that on straight. So many people wear Birkenstocks. And I think it's cute when they wear them. I also think that they're a bit, how am I going to say the nice word? Comfortable, natural looking, which is great. So all along I'm like, I don't know. I'd rather wear kind of like sparkly sandals. But people who wear them like all the time. I did Crocs, and I do like my Crocs. Got them for Christmas. I do like them. But I keep on thinking, well, maybe I'll give them a try for at home. But they're too expensive just for a try. And they're on Amazon, so I checked that. But everything I look at just looks... Can you read my mind? They just look natural, all natural. I did find at Nordstrom Rack, and it was a bit reduced, some kind of sparkly ones, but I don't know. So I asked this girl next to me that walked up, and she just went and grabbed a pair of Birkenstocks, and then she was trying on another pair. I'm like, you really love your Birkenstocks? She goes, I do. That's all I wear. So I'm thinking about today giving it a try. Okay, so these two pieces, the white, which goes on here, these are little white 2 3/8 by 2 5/8. So if you're making this card at home, caution. 2 3/8 by 2 5/8 are very similar, and I don't want you to stamp on it going landscape, and then you go to put it on here and you think, oh no. Very similar. Okay, and then the bigger one is 3 7/8 by 2 5/8, right there. So we're going to stamp on those. And these are just scratch papers for the circle and for the words. Okay, so I'm going to hold these up so you can do a screenshot. Are you ready? There you go. Craft on, friends! Yay! Okay, let's do the stamping. So these pieces to go with these dies, and I have them done already. There. There. I want to do the stamping. The stamping, it's so pretty. Because when you look at it here, it's like, oh yeah, that's a nice card. But when you put the flowers on it, It's just so come to life. And I'm going to use daubers. I keep thinking maybe like some kind of orange in there. But these flowers, by no means, they're not poppies. So you could do any color that brings you joy. You could do, the purples would be pretty. Okay, so these get, what do I have here first? I'll do the flower. Oh, and when you're doing polymer, if it's a polymer stamp, use your pad. Because there's no pad on here. That's a polymer too. On the red rubber, oh, I have one right up here. There's foam. See how there's the foam? So you don't need this. Polymer, use a pad. Just for better results. Okay, so on here, I'm gonna do the leaves in Mossy Meadow. And these colors I picked out just because of the paper. Okay, Mossy Meadow. And then Pretty Peacock little details. And if you're wondering, what you doing? I'll show you here in a minute. Maybe I could show you with and without. Okay, that's just Mossy. Pretty Peacock. Highlights, lowlights. Just a few areas, a hint of color. Yeah. While I have Pretty Peacock out, I'm going to stamp the thank you right down here. Oh, and I'll hold up the difference. Well, I should do both of them. Because I do the same with the flowers. I'll hold it up here in just a minute. Okay, so we'll be using these again in a minute, but let's do the flowers. The flowers are Crushed Curry and Daffodil Delight. Daffodil Delight, Crushed Curry, ready to roll. Okay, so this is so small. I can't find, all my daffodil pads are being busy. Okay. Daffodil, and then just a few flowers, just a little bit in Crushed Curry. It just lines up, cute as can be. Okay, so if I did it just in Daffodil, let's see the difference. A little bit of a difference. Okay. So I think you could see more of a difference in the greens. So this is just a little bit flatter, where this has just a little bit more depth because there's 2 colors per color. Okay, so these I'm going to cut out, or one of them. I have that here. Let's do this one. And because the stamp is bigger than my paper, I'm going to put my scratch paper on top of it, on top of the pad. Circle for the front. Okay, so let's start with the green, and it doesn't matter what you start with. Mossy Meadow, everywhere. Yeah. And Pretty Peacock for depth. And I'm purposely trying to leave some of the Mossy Meadow, because if I kept going over the whole thing, that would just be a combination of the 2 colors. Try to come up with something clever for Pretty Meadow. Mossy Peacock. Okay, so then just stamp it right there. So with polymer stamps, right when you first get them, they kind of have a coating on them and they're beautiful and shiny, but that doesn't make for good stamping. It makes your inks kind of ball up on the new polymer stamp. So if ever you have that, take it and ink it with something, or just wash it on your chamois or your scrubby, and that will remove a lot of that coating. Okay, there we go. Can you see the two different colors in there? Maybe a little bit. Like over here, you could see the peacock in here. That's definitely mossy. Does it make that much of a difference? Maybe not, but in the end, it looks good. So this, let's do our little piece, because this one here, this panel here, has the green and yellow on it again. But I'm going to do it a little bit lower. And when I do this piece, think about where do you want the valley to be. Because it's a smaller paper, you could choose whatever you like. This one is more centered. This one is more to the left. More to the left. More to the right. The right is kind of nice, because then it looks like it maybe I'm going to do it more to the right this time. The only thing with that is then it's not hard, but trying to line up the yellow flowers. It's like, where do they go? But I have a little trick for that. Okay, so let's do this one. So I'm going to get off maybe some of the ink in case because I don't want to transfer the pretty peacock into the mossy pad, but it's so slight, even if you didn't clean your stamp, it'll be fine. Mossy meadow, pretty peacock. A little here, a little here. Oh, and we just need it at the top, because this one is kind of shorter. I probably don't need it at the bottom. That's okay. Okay, so it's going to go in here, and I'm going to do my valley maybe down here. On all the samples, I did it a little bit high. It's like you don't have much room to write. Okay, so I'm going to do it there. I could have done it just a little bit further because the stamp has a little room on the edge, but it's okay. There we go. See, again, I could have done it lower. Yeah. Still looks good. Okay, so process with Daffodil Delight. Everywhere. Okay, and then crushed curry. Little here. Sometimes I look for the stamps, like the flowers, that it doesn't look like I got good coverage on, and those get the crushed curry. Okay. You know what would be really pretty is doing this in all different colors, because as I look on this flower stamp, there's all different kinds of there's flowers, like just different flavors. Okay, so to line this up, the trick is, look where the valley is, get that nearby, and then suddenly you'll see, oh, the flowers fit into all those little spots. Okay. Like even on this one, see how these up here, I'm thinking those should be blue purple, and these can be any color. Okay, let's see how it came out. I didn't get the center very good, but I think it's still okay, especially because I'm going to put the words over it. It still is just a beautiful little lineup. Two-step Stampin'. Okay, this one is going to be good. Okay, so daffodil. And I'm going to do most of the stamp just because I don't want to be mistaken and start to stamp and realize, oh, I didn't get the corner, or I got the wrong corner. Yeah, this would be pretty to do different colors, different color flowers. Okay, so find the valley, valley. Then, did I do it a little crooked? No, because I see green way up there. Okay, find the valley. There's the valley. There it goes. It's so cute. Look at that. You know, I might have to try another one doing all different colors. With me and my daughters, we're gonna have some fun here. Okay, and then Balmy Blue for the clouds. The clouds, when they came out, they're too heavy, so I'm gonna stamp off. But I'll show you. That's full strength. Hope I didn't get good coverage on there. That's full strength. That's just too strong, I think. I like them a little bit softer. Ah, better coverage. Then, right here. Isn't that cute? I was going to have hummingbirds on everything. See, now if I would have stamped this a little bit lower, I would have more room for clouds. I still like it. I could do that. And a few more. Oh, cute, cute. Okay. I think we just need to stamp the hummingbird in Pretty Peacock. Then we're done stamping. Probably should have my flowers on there first, but those could go here. Little hummer. See, ooh, those are pretty flowers. Okay, so I think it's just time for assembly. But I'm going to put my bows on because I like to stick them on with a little glue too. Oh, and if you haven't ordered a place and you don't already have a demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator. And if you could, use this host code. I'll put it in the video description too. So, dimensional, and then a little glue. Just a little, because I'm impatient. Don't want to wait for it to dry. I don't want to take too much time waiting for it to dry. Okay. There's that. Linen thread. And you know, I have 6 of this card. If you happen to love this set, use the host code, and the first 6 I would, and I'd love to mail this to you, one of these cards, so you have a sample. But make sure to say, when you do the order, one person this past month that said no contact. And you know how I love to send out thank you cards, but I don't have their address. And I feel bad about that, but I can't control it. So if you're listening and you're the one who placed an order earlier this month and you put no contact, I say thank you. But let me know. Send me an email to jillybling@yahoo.com because I would love to send you a thank you card. I have it all ready to go. Okay, so I'm just going to set this here in the puddle of glue. And the glue is going to absorb into the linen thread and it will really lock it in place. Dry. Okay, so while that's thinking, let's build our words. That has linen thread on it too. Okay, these things are not in the way, but let me attach them so that they'll be set. So a few of you have asked about my glue press, and I'm loving my glue press. It is from My Sweet Petunia, and it's called Glue Press. Right there. My sweet petunia. And if I had to do it all over again, if I hadn't already bought it, I would buy it again. That's how much I like it. And you could put any glue you want inside of here. It comes with two bottles that perfectly fit into the glue press, and it's nice. It's very convenient. I went back to using my my bottle of glue, which I like too. But I'm putting the pin in every time, and it's not upside down. I don't know. I'm just liking it. Okay, so that's going to sit there and dry for a minute. Let's make our words. So on the back of the words label, I'll do 3 dimensionals. If I wasn't putting linen thread back here, I'd probably do just 2. Maybe 3. But for putting the linen thread, we need a little bit extra. And then linen thread gets wrapped around 2 times, a little extra, because I like the extra loose end showing to make it look a little natural. And then take this, put it into a figure 8, and plop it on there. Oop, my finger stuck. Oh, I got that as a mess. Should I try it again? I'll try it again. And what's good is if you don't like how it turned out, you can do it over again. Okay, start over. Hold on to it 2 times around. Figure 8. Plop it on. And I'm putting the crisscross right there in the middle. And then when you flip it over, you could see, what do I have here? Not bad. This, I like how those are separate, but this is considerably bigger than that. This one's going way over here, so I'm just going to adjust a few things. Which, because it's on the dimensional, you could kind of pull it up and change it around. So there, now that one is bigger. This one, pull the tail. That's good. It's just kind of random. Put it in there. Okay, so it's going to go right here in the middle. And I don't want it to be perfect. I just want it to be random. Random naturalness. It's kind of like the weeds by the poppy. Okay, let's see if I had enough time. Looking good. So this can attach. Is that just the sweetest? I mean, like, do little note cards like this. Or Terry came over the other day and she wanted really simple note cards. Just imagine a white note card with a layer on top and just that down in the bottom corner. And then maybe the thank you could be right over here. And then maybe the paper base could be daffodil or just some happy bright little color. And then just white on the inside. Okay, maybe more flowers. But just really simple, because that right there is just so sweet. Yeah, I'm going to have to play around with this some more. I really want to do the different color flowers with a sponge dauber. Okay, so that goes right there. Oh, is that just the cutest thing? And then this is going to go right here, and I'm going to put glue on the top part of it. Even though there are dimensionals, but this is what's really going to hold it on. I might even put, I was going to put some glue on here, but I think if I push it down, it'll hold it in place. So right in the middle, based on the crease, and then I want the word label to be right up above this pretty peacock border. Okay, glue stick. Look at that. Imagine getting this. Here, a little note to brighten your day. It's just so happy. Okay, bling. Just 3 bling. Okay, maybe 5 bling, and we're done. These are foil gems. And like I was saying earlier, I wanted bling that's not too heavy, but I still wanted a little sparkle going on. do 3 of the big ones, 2 of the little ones, and I'm going to have them all kind of hovering around the label. Because if I started putting them on every flower, it wouldn't be small enough. And it would just be, that'd be a whole lot of bling. I was thinking maybe on here, but I like it just like that. It's supposed to be a bit natural. Okay, so I think that is it for today's project. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you do on your balance exercise. If you can do it with your eyes closed. Okay, there it is. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button. I appreciate that. Okay,